Joseph. How are you doing today?
Hanging in there, like I always say, could be better, could be worse, right?
Yeah, no kidding. Now, you ever heard of the thing called the Falkville Metal Man?
No, is that anything like the Mothman?
That's a good tangent. Welcome, everybody, to Mondo Frico. My guest today is Joseph M. Leonard. And we're going to be talking about the Falkville, it's hard to say, Falkville Metal Man. And all things weird, of course.
The Go Falk Yourself Metal Man?
A little bit. It could be. Actually, in regards to the story, not to give too much away, but yeah, one person really did got themselves falked in Falkville. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. But first, Joseph, what's going on with you? Is that a new website, josephmleonard.us?
No, I've had it for a while. That's my author site that my publisher put up. Since 2022, okay. I just generally don't go with it a whole lot. Most books are sold through Amazon, so you just generally refer people there.
There you go. So, we'll tell people a couple of the books that you've written, because I know you've got a few out there. And it seems like every time I turn around, you write another book. I don't know how this happens.
Yeah, let me...
I'm going to hold them up here, folks.
A recent one is a short story, A Lasting Legacy. That's the soft cover. That's the hardcover. You know me. I like to do things differently. Yeah, I figured, there's a few people that like hardcover. It don't cost me extra to have it available. So, and this is the Book of Kennedy, Project Carpe Diem. This is the hardcover version of this. I don't have the soft cover copy, and of course you remember Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You.
That's the big one there.
That's the full short story right there. Yeah, a short story and the Book of Kennedy are both novelettes. Terror Strikes is a full novel, and of course I have Podcasting Quick Start Guide. How to write a book and get it published for those either looking to publish, or if you're an avid reader, just want to know what goes on behind the scenes of creating a book. Hey, how to write a book and get it published is for you. Oh, there's the Book of Kennedy Kindle copy, pretty plain looking version.
And we're not talking about Kennedy the VJ from MTV days, are we?
No.
Okay,
nor are we talking RFK, JFK,
Ted.
or
Teddy.
or Jackie Onassis. None of the Kennedy clan. Kennedy is a female lead, which happens to be called Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
And here's Constitutionalist Politics 3 of
There's
4. There's 4 of those actually out now in the Constitutionalist Politics series, which is in conjunction with my Constitutionalist podcast and my absolute latest book. Don't have a book, just have the printout because it's...
That's the thinnest book I've ever seen. Yeah, the only page.
That's the Kindle cover. It's only available as a Kindle ebook exclusive for 99 cents. It is E.T. Really Here? A really short story.
And only that's what brings you here, right? Exactly.
Yes.
Is E.T. really here? Wow. Well, that's so how obviously the cover is just a page, but how in depth do you go into this ET business in that book?
Not a lot. A lot. I just wanted a food for thought kind of thing. It is it's written weirdly for the I say because
you do it in your sleep or something. Is it just only a breakfast you wrote or what?
Well, it is like most of my books based on a dream I had. So
I didn't know that your books were all dream based. Is that the name of your publishing company, Dream Based Publishing?
It should be, but no, Joseph M. Leonard Media.
Okay.
Yeah, unimaginative. It should be.
It could be thought-provoking publishing. There you go.
Yeah, I just had a weird dream. I was back in school doing.
Were you naked? Because everybody always has those naked dreams.
No, I was clothed, and good. So was the professor. I was doing a thesis on ETs. Are they really here? So it's a really, really short story. It's told in a weird way about a student in school doing a thesis paper, and they put their outline on the computer. They come in the next day. It's vanished. Where did it go?
Why probably somebody turned the power off on them, probably.
Why did it go away? Why is he being censored? And that's the premise to start into the very short, weirdly told tale. Exactly. A little conspiracy stuff in there, too. So, again, just, something short to try to get people thinking about these things.
That's right. It's just a theory. Don't panic. It's not a real conspiracy. Well, that's great. Well, actually, Joseph, we're going to we'll talk more about this ET business here in just a minute.
Yeah. Well,
right now, I think we
that's
got
really weirdly written,
which
is also a short story. A Lasting Legacy is written in journal entry style, so that's very different.
Weird too, yeah.
The Book of Kennedy, Project Carpe Diem, written in all narrative, not one line of dialogue in it, which are all very different writing styles from my traditional Terror Strikes
So did you get an A in your class that you were taking for all that? That was all your homework,
well,
basically.
I don't get to it. Yeah, I don't get to that part.
But I think we're going to find out a little bit more about your knowledge of some ET business when we take this quiz.
Quiz.
I want you to email me that so I can make it my new download or my new my new ringtone, right?
Oh, ringtone! You like that quiz?
Yeah.
Quiz.
Need to manipulate it, put it through AI, and turn quiz into call.
There you go. So this is all, and Joseph opted to not hear the story before taking the quiz, which I think is fantastic. It's very brave, but obviously he's a very brave guy. He's got so many books out, So this is all about the Falkville Metal Man, which is a UFO story that came out a while back. I'm not going to say when because it could be one of the quiz questions. So these quiz questions start out easy. They get harder as we go along. And let's just see how you do. So the first question is, who was the police chief who claimed to have encountered and photographed the Falkville Metal Man? I'll give you some choices so you don't have to just make up a name.
I was going to go with John Doe, so good. Multiple choice will be helpful.
All these are multiple choice. The first one is, so think about Falkville Metal Man, and the police chief's name, was it Dale Henderson? Was it Jeff Greenhaw? Was it Robert L. Taylor, which is funny because you're Joseph M. Leonard? Or was it Captain Shiny Pants McSparkle?
Well, that last one sounds like a lot of fun, but Greenhaw sounds like a backwoods place kind of name, so let's go with that.
Jeff Greenhaw is going to be your answer.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. That's correct.
Whoa,
Joseph, out of the gate. Right out of the gate.
Woohoo! All right, we're done. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead.
Well, we still got 4 more questions to go. So what common household camera? Now this is not necessarily your phone. You know what I'm saying? So this goes back a little bit. What common household camera was used to take the 4 famous photographs of the Falkville Metal Man? Was it A, a Nikon SLR, B, a Polaroid, C, a potato connected to a pinhole, or D, a disposable 35 millimeter camera?
Somewhere around here, and probably in the attic, I still have an Olympus 35 millimeter camera.
Really?
Way expensive for back in the day when I first got it. Really nice. Nikon's well known, but I'm going to go with Polaroid.
Polaroid. Let's see. Oh my gosh, 2 for 2. Can you believe it?
Oh my God. Hey, folks,
you don't
this
know
isn't
anything.
rigged.
You don't know anything. You've never even heard of the Falkville Metal Man.
No, this isn't rigged. He didn't share the questions or the answers ahead.
No, it's not a quiz show kind of a scenario.
Right.
No,
like in the 60s where they were
Jack
rigged.
Barry or whoever's name was. Yeah. So, all right. Now they get a little bit harder. Although I thought that first one was pretty hard considering, you had to know the guy's name. But let's get a little bit harder. What specific material did the police chief Greenhaw say the creature's reflective suit resembled? Because he's called the Falkville Metal Man. So A, highly polished chrome. B, aluminum foil. C, mercury on nickel. Or D, a tightly wrapped leftover lasagna.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks. Yeah. I'm going to have to go to Olive Garden for lasagna after this. Yeah. But I immediately popped in my head when you asked the question was aluminum foils to go with tinfoil hat. So
there you
go. Let's go with aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil? Let's see.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. Your first one wrong. But they were a little bit harder. It actually, he described it as mercury on nickel. So I guess it had some kind of fluid nature to the suit, I guess. So
he was a T1. Right?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, he was like the Terminator, the T-1000, right? Exactly.
T-1000, that's what I meant, yes.
So, all right, next question. What eventually happened to Jeff Greenhaw's role as police chief shortly after the incident and resulted in media scrutiny? All right, here's the choices. A, he was promoted to sheriff. B, he was transferred to a larger department. C, he resigned from his post. Or D, he was assigned full-time duty guarding the town's decorative garden gnome.
My first thought was that he got elected mayor, but
wow, that's a good thought.
I'll say he got promoted to sheriff.
Promoted to sheriff? Oh, Joseph, you were doing so good on the other ones. It's a little harder here. He resigned from his post. He was so ridiculed, I think, that he resigned from his post. All right. So we're 2 for 2. This is the deciding factor. Last question. All right. Are you ready? I guess you are. You didn't say anything.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah,
I didn't see that. I'm sorry. All right. So the only alleged physical evidence of the encounter, the original 4 photographs, which we talked before about taking on the Polaroid.
Leftover fluids. Leftover bodily fluids.
Dr. Strangelove here. Was reportedly lost or stolen after the event. According to Greenhaw, where were they taken from? So his 4 photographs that he took.
The Men in Black got it.
Well, were they taken from the Falkville Police Department's evidence locker? From his home? From a laboratory in Birmingham where they were being analyzed, or from inside a freshly baked apple pie?
I'll go with hopefully he was smart enough to send it out to a lab. So let's go with the lab.
The lab?
Oh.
It was in his house.
That was
my
would be
other
the
second, right?
Yes, because I was thinking Roswell and what's his name? Can't think of his name. That took some of the materials home.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I can't think of
his name too, but yeah, the guy who went to pick up all went to check out the debris field. Yeah, Jesse Marcel.
There we go. Yes. Very good.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Where's the applause?
Yeah, thank you. Jesse Marcel. Well, let me tell you a little bit. So you opted to do it.
Jesse Marcel, not Marcel Marceau.
Not Marcel. Yeah, he was. He didn't make it to Roswell. He stopped in Paris.
The French mime. Yeah.
He was just on the streets of Paris. He mimed the crash, but no sound effects or anything. But let me read the Legend of the Falkville Metal Man description for you, because we did the quiz and you did great. I mean, you got 2 out of 5 considering you knew nothing. I'd say that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, well, laws of odds and statistics in a multiple choice. You should at least get like 1 of 5, and 2 of 5 is still pretty statistically, on accident, as I did on accident, getting 2 of 5 right.
But I mean, I got to give you a little bit of credit. So let me read a little story here about the Falkville Metal Man to you here. So the story of the Falkville Metal Man is a prominent and bizarre piece of Alabama's UFO lore, originating from a strange event in 1973 on the evening of October 17th. A young chief of police, Jeff Greenhaw, in the small town of Falkville. I better turn my music down a little bit. It's a little loud. In the small town of Falkville, responded to an anonymous report of a UFO that supposedly landed in a nearby field. Expecting to find nothing, Greenhaw instead encountered a figure on the rural road. He described the being as slightly over 6 feet tall, wearing a highly reflective metallic suit that appeared smooth and bright like mercury on nickel. This creature, later dubbed the Metal Man, moved with an unnaturally fast, almost spring-like motion, maybe like the T-1000. So Greenhaw managed to snap 4 black and white flash photos of the metallic entity using a Polaroid camera before it fled. When he attempted to pursue the creature in his patrol car across the field, the figure exhibited superhuman speed, running away faster than the vehicle could follow before vanishing into the darkness. The officer's description of the being was highly detailed, noting the suit's lack of visible seams and the earthly quality of its material. While Greenhaw's account and photographs quickly attracted the attention of ufologists and the national media, they also brought him intense ridicule and controversy in his community. The aftermath of the encounter was devastating for the police chief. The public speculation, mockery, and questions of his credibility led to Greenhaw's eventual resignation from his post, essentially derailing his life and career. The photographic evidence, the only physical proof of the encounter, was itself subject to controversy. Years later, Greenhaw reported the original Polaroid pictures had been stolen from his home, adding another layer of mystery to the case, and leaving the story of the Falkville Metal Man as one of the most intriguing and unresolved incidents in Southern paranormal history, an enduring tale of a lawman's brief, bewildering brush with the unknown.
So this does go back to almost around the Mothman and the Three Rivers Bridge time. Yeah.
I think that was like 69 or 67.
Something. Which great movie, by the way.
Mothman Prophecies.
Yes. Great movie. I'm going to have to watch. I'm going to have to watch that. I've got that on DVD. I'll have to watch it later tonight.
You want to pull it down off your shelf like all the books? No, I'm just joking. Laura Linney's in that as well. A young Laura Linney is in the Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah. And my other favorite, as my sister calls it, alien movie, although M. Night Shyamalan signs Mel Gibson, right? M. Night Shyamalan says it's not really an alien movie, and Alien only shows in it like 3 seconds on the screen, and then at the end. But it's a movie about a man who's dealing with the loss of his faith.
Grief.
Grief and questioning one's faith and position in life and what does life mean and matter. Signs, I love them. I watched that again a few weeks ago, but my sister said, sister watched it finally. Alien movie. No, you missed the whole point of the film.
Exactly. Yeah, it was dealing with grief and dealing with the family.
Yeah.
In the face of grief, right? So everything kind of falls apart, right? So But on the Falkville Metal Man, so this sheriff, was doing his job, and he goes on this call, right? This regular police call. Somebody says, "Hey, something's going on. You better go check it out." He goes to check it out. All this happens, and he loses his career. I mean, that's pretty spectacular, don't you think?
Yeah, it's pretty harsh. I mean, although I don't know anything about this town, though, so I don't know how. Yeah, obviously not very open-minded town, or could be very overly religious, kind of backwoods, hyper-Christian town, which I go into a little degree in Is E.T. really here? Genesis does not say, and God created life on earth, and only earth life created he. It doesn't say that. Exclusion does not mean preclusion. The Nephilim are mentioned. Humanoid but non-human entities that existed on earth. Angels alone in the story of creation, sitting at the right and left hands of God, existed before earth, before terra firma. By definition, then, they are extraterrestrial. No?
I
right?
Suppose,
now, that's different than little green men from Mars, both spiritual and physical. But so I'm not saying they're like reptilians or grays, or I'm not saying that. But I am saying God doesn't owe you the explanation of everything. And if he created life elsewhere, he didn't tell you, get over it. He doesn't owe you the explanations.
Do you think, just from that little brief synopsis, that the Metal Man could be something from someplace else? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it could be. And again, now, there's potential of interstellar beings. There's the potential of interdimensional beings, like people got upset with Indiana Jones was at 5 and the crystal skulls.
Skull, yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was a natural progression of archaeology, and the archaeological finds happened to be interdimensional things from other interdimensional beings. And I invented the term interdimensional creatures, right, for time travel. Speculation that it's really us from the future that are interdimensional travelers. And interdimensional to me makes more sense. It goes with interstellar and interdimensional, where time traveler doesn't, it's kind of out of sorts with the other terms.
Yeah, it doesn't follow suit, does it?
Correct. There's the phrase, doesn't follow suit. It's kind of a non sequitur. It's like, one of these is not like the other.
So, but the interesting thing is the way that it was described in the story is that he finds it, and it looks like this, he said, mercury on nickel suit that had no seams. It had no obviously no pockets, probably. I didn't have a wallet to drop. The metal man didn't drop his wallet, so he could check that out. And then it ran at incredible speed, beating his police cruiser, I'm assuming off-road. So obviously the police cruiser probably couldn't go more than, 35 miles an hour on rugged terrain or something like that. But still, running faster than 35 miles an hour is not humanly possible, as far
unless if it's Tom Cruise making a new Mission Impossible 37, right?
Well, but they do a lot of editing, I think, on him. He doesn't go very far on those kind of things.
Even Usain Bolt doesn't generally run that fast.
Right. And so, I mean, it sounds so wild, but then the other thing I love about the story is it calls into question authorities, right? So here he is the police chief of this little town called Falkville, Alabama, and he's going about his business, and he encounters this, and he obviously was so convinced that what he was looking at was not of this earth, or at least of this.
Again, it could be from the future interdimensional traveler, right? And maybe in the future, our bodies get to the point where we can
run,
reach better speeds. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that does kind of lean it more towards interdimensional or interstellar possible being. And again, I'm not saying, oh, I believe it out of hand, nor do I dismiss it out of hand. I believe, again, exclusion does not mean preclusion in the Bible. It's possible. It's possible.
So anything is possible is what you're saying.
Yep. I wasn't there, and I don't have a time machine, so I can't be an interdimensional being and go back to 1973 Alabama and see for myself.
That exactly. But it to me, it's one of those stories that it's not very well known. Obviously, I mean, you probably never heard of it until today, my guess is.
No, I had not. Yeah.
And you have an authority figure, even for 1973, an authority figure who says, this thing did things, this metal man did stuff that was not normal and reacted not normally. And then he had his pictures, and they were taken out of his home. I'm assuming that he wasn't, like the forgetful police chief and lost things all the time. And so he misplaced these 4 pictures in his house, and then his kids will find them here, in the next few years.
Oh, look, these pictures are tucked in with Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben in our photo album, right?
He was using them for bookmarks in his Joseph M. Leonard book.
Which would be difficult. He would have had to have been interdimensional to come to 2022 when that first one was internationally published. Yeah.
So, but it really is one of those stories that I happened upon, and I'm like, wow, this is fascinating because it has a certain amount of credibility, and I'm not going to, you talked earlier about, who knows what the town was like, but I think he is a person of responsibility in this town, small town, and he says he saw this, and essentially it ended his career. He was so convinced of what he could have easily said, I was just Josh and reelect me
and moved on, right?
And moved on. But he was so convinced that he did not want to say otherwise, and it cost him, what I would assume, even back in the day, a fairly good job, right? And that's saying something because he could have rode that job for the rest of his career and retired quite nicely, but he didn't. He said, no, this happened, and I'm going to go down with the ship. So a very interesting thing. So in your book and in this situation, would you say you said anything's possible? So I'm assuming you're saying that you think that extraterrestrials are in the mix.
Well, now they're in the realm of possibilities. Absolutely. Again, the Bible says the Nephilim, and God doesn't I don't have the sin of hubris where I think God owes me all the answers and explanations. Maybe when Jesus returns and we get a third testament, we get more answers. But for now, it's entirely a possibility. From the religious standpoint, I don't dismiss it. And the scientific standpoint, we are space travelers to a degree ourselves
the Earth's
already.
Moving through space, right? I mean,
well,
everything becomes a vehicle at some level, right? So
I mean, UFOs go back to biblical times. You look at Enoch, you look at Ezekiel, that some Christian sects and denominations leave out of their Bibles because it's inconvenient and difficult to explain other than, whoa, that could be that. You look at the Leonardo da Vinci and other early Christian paintings. Well, what is that up there? Is that a UFO, or is that supposed spiritual representation of angels only? You know, back to old cave
paintings, drawings?
Paintings and hieroglyphs and whatnots. I mean, are we... I forget what that term is, peg something or another. You look up in the sky. Oh, look, a bunny.
Oh, pareidolia.
There you, thank you. Pareidolia, yeah. Where the mind tries to make sense in turning a shape into something we know. Are we seeing what we might prefer to see or think we see? But that's really something else. But when you look at some of these cave hieroglyphics or imageries, it's the Nazca lines. I mean, that you see from the air, right?
Yeah, you can only really see it from the air, exactly.
But yet nothing
why do
like...
they make that?
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's just amazing. And one of the Nazca lines, again, looks like a spaceman.
Right, spaceman, exactly. As well as animals, which is kind of interesting. I mean, you know, you could have had like a really powerful, politically powerful, overly anxious bird enthusiast who's like, I want to make pictures for the birds. But I doubt it. I mean, it seems a little bit out
Birds
of the realm.
don't even fly high enough, though, to make out those things, right?
Some of them, right? Yeah, exactly.
And
so
right, Vimanas, what is that, Hinduism?
Right,
right, the Vimana.
Yeah.
So these things have, and concepts have been around for a long, long time. To think, again, I think it's a degree of the sin of hubris, again, for a lot of people, religious or not, to think, oh, we are the most advanced thing that ever exists. We are it. We are alone. We are, you know, we're the greatest thing since sliced bread. That, to me, that, you know, humanity is so great, and look at our advancements compared to what those things might be. Indeed, it's them just not wanting to admit there can be something bigger than us. It's like atheists and God, right? Just refuse to admit there can be something other than them and bigger than them and more important than them.
It's interesting. Now, the other thing that strikes me is that, as far as I know, and I'd have to do some more research, obviously, but this is the only person who has witnessed what we'll call the Metal Man. There's not like you have all kinds of people who say, I saw gray aliens. Mothman, or I mean, take any of those, the tall
Bigfoot,
aliens.
Sasquatch, even, right? I mean, there's multiple sightings. So you're right. What you're alluding to here, it does add a degree of suspicion. How and why is he the only one to ever see this?
Right, maybe he's like, wait, he gets here from either a different time or a different place, and he's wearing a suit, and then he realized, hey, wait a minute, I don't even need this suit, and then he passed it along up the the intergalactic chain. Well, don't worry, you don't need your suit here. Maybe that's what happened, and so that he was the first one, so therefore. He happened to land in Falkville, Alabama.
Yeah.
And he's like, guess what? We don't need suits down here.
Hey,
this is good.
we test all the time, too. We're updating and testing different suits for this, that, and the other. Maybe it was a one-off experimental, and they went with another option.
Yeah, he was in the DARPA of the aliens, right? So he's a DARPA alien. And it would make, I don't know where, I have to look on the map, see where Falkville is. But, there's a lot of governmental, Rocket City is in Alabama, right? So where they built all the rockets was in Alabama, and still do, actually, is in, I want to say, Huntsville, right? So Huntsville is Rocket City, USA. And so, yeah, it makes sense he might show up there because that's where the rockets come from. And there's a lot of secret programs that are developed in that area because there's a high concentration of extremely smart people in that area because they're all engineers and so forth, and they're creating things that we won't know about for decades.
That's the other argument, right? Around Area 51, people who saw the B-1, people who saw the F-117 stealth fighters originally, thinking they were the SR-71. Nothing could go that fast. It's got to be alien, right?
That's right.
But so could he have mistaken this? Could it have been a human in a downed experimental craft, and again under orders of secrecy, then needing to get away, not want that to get out? But if he is indeed truly saying he could run faster than 35 miles an hour, that tends to poo-poo it was just us and secret craft on a secret mission. And
it gets wild. But, yeah, I would say the Falkville Metal Man is quite an interesting story. And thank you, Joseph, for going through it with me. I'm going to play a couple of messages. We're going to come back to you for a closing statement. Just a sec.
This is Jonathan.
And this is Heaven from the Opa Ghost podcast.
And you're listening to Mondo Frico.
What in the bloody hell is Mondo Frico? And why would I listen to it?
So, wrapping up here, Joseph, I think you summed it up well. I mean,
you need to change the name of the show for today from Mondo Frico to Duo. Two Fricos talking.
Duo Frico. There you go.
You know how my OCD lame pun brain works, so I can't resist.
I loved your answer because it's one of those answers that I love to give when people ask me the questions, is anything is possible. And you said it, right? So it doesn't matter what your base is, right? So be your base, be religious, be your base, be something scientific, be your base, whatever, right? Just streetwise, everything is possible because we can't know everything, and we aren't owed anything to know it.
We aren't owed by our Creator answers that our Creator doesn't want us to have. We are but children to what God is. I say this all the time, and Christians get upset with me. The Bible is a Dr. Seuss book. You don't hand a 6-year-old War and Peace. You give them Dr. Seuss or Aesop's Fable. Remember back where we were 2000 and before, when the Torah was given. We were but children. So no, we're not given all the answers. And again, it's hubris, right, to expect that science, it drives me crazy. Oh, the science is settled. No. Talk to Copernicus or Leonardo da Vinci about settled science of the time. And we don't know what we don't know yet, and haven't proven just what we may not have been able to prove yet. Doesn't mean it's not possible. Einstein says interdimensional travel is theoretically possible. Interstellar, faster than light speed, is theoretically possible. Wormhole travel, theoretically possible. One of my favorite movies and my favorite TV series of all time, Stargate SG-1. Love that show with all the potential implications, right?
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. You're only right at the moment that you're right, and then you can be wrong. Anything past that, anything going into the future, you can
the
be
Earth
wrong
is
again.
flat. The Earth is flat. How long did that? And still today, in fact, on Constitutionalist podcast, I had on Flat Earth Dave. Who
did
still,
you?
Yeah. He. Great. You got to see the video version of that episode, of course, because he shows things and that. And I had a great time, great discussion with him. And it's like, I have some answers that would counter what you're selling, but hey, you're here for fun. You're here to present your case. I'm not here to poo-poo your case. Let's let people decide for themselves, right? How can you get on a plane in California and land up in Tokyo if the world is flat and California is over there and Tokyo is over here? You fly under the disc.
Haven't you ever played Pac-Man? You just disappear on one side of the screen and appear on the other side. That's
right.
It.
That's the only explanation. If that's
that's
a wormhole there, right? You go through a wormhole off the edge of one side of the flat Earth and materialize on the other side.
It works for Pac-Man. It can work for
hey, again, anything is possible. But no, I accept that Earth is round now. Now, donut theory is another, right? Journey to the center of the Earth.
Yes.
Right?
I
don't buy that the Earth is completely hollow, but certainly there are packets of hollow things under there, caves we know of today that go deep into the Earth. So
I live in an area of the United States here down near St. Louis where you have mine subsidence insurance because there's so many holes in the ground that your house can fall in one.
Another great movie, right? We're talking Hollow Earth. The other is the moon isn't really a moon. It's an artificial
moon.
Hollow moon theory. And the space program, we dropped objects, and what did they say? It rang like a bell for hours. A solid object don't do that. And Roland Emmerich, one of my favorite directors, who was the mind behind Stargate, also is the mind and director producer behind Moonfall, which came out during the Wuhan hysteria. So
right, I was going to say that was not that long ago, but
it suffered because of the Wuhan hysteria, but it's another great, really wild, over the top kind of film. I don't know if he believes in hollow moon theory or not. It doesn't, just like
sells tickets.
Just like his The Day After Tomorrow. He was behind that. Is he a climate artist? And instead of global warming, he went the other way back to the ice age, right? Well, he doesn't
in
necessarily.
The 70s, that's what they said was going to happen, but anyway,
he doesn't have to believe these things to understand. They make a great bleeping movie.
Make a great story, exactly. Well, Joseph, tell us the name of your book again. The E.T. book. What's that?
Yeah, is E.T. really here? You can see the SETI program dishes there. Is E.T. really here? A really short story. Again, that's just a paper copy of the Kindle cover version that exists 99 cents only at Amazon exclusively.
There you go.
Because it's really
it's a Black
short.
Friday sale. There you go. 99 cents.
I would have sold it for even less, but Amazon won't let me. 99 cents is the bottom
That's
floor
the bottom
price.
End. You thought Amazon couldn't go any lower? Well, they can't. It's all 99 cents. Amazon's going to become the new 99-cent store, I think. So.
Well, Joseph, getting closer to being the $99 store.
Well, Joseph, thanks for being with me here today. I'm going to play us out with some music and a little thing, but hold on for just a second after we finish. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Mondo Freako.